transparency, openness and honesty is important too. And I think an attempt to be unbiased. I say an attempt because we all have biases. It is impossible not to be biased. I mean, interestingly, I always declare myself as a biased journalist. Openly and overtly a biased journalist. I am pro-consumer biased. I do not balance the business point of view in the work that I do. I do not balance the general economic point of view in the work that I do. I have a declared and open and overt bias. And I think having the overt bias actually helps with the level of trust. So I'm not trying to jiggle around different competing interests. I come from one perspective. And in the work that I do, when I do consumer campaigning, that consumer campaigning is only ever in what is, in my view, which may well be flawed, my view, what is in the best interest of the consumer. Money Saving Expert is part of a group, the Money Supermarket PLC. It has a public affairs team, which I have no involvement in, and that would do any of the rent-seeking public affairs communication that was needed. That has a complete separation from anything I do, which is only in the consumer interest. So I would say, I do think it is instinctive. If you forgive me, the problem with politicians isn't necessarily the individuals, it is the system. I mean, first of all, the biggest things that lack trust, collective cabinet responsibility and the whip are instinctively against every form of trust. You will vote for something that you do not believe in. We know you do not believe in it. We can see it. Members of cabinet will be supporting arguments that we know they do not believe in because of the doctrine of collective cabinet responsibility, because of the system, and they will come out on television and argue it. And then when they are freed from the shackle, perhaps because they have a change of minister or prime minister, they will change their viewpoint. Inconsistency is incredibly disruptive to political trust. And if you add in the fact that we have, not in this room, but in the House of Commons, in the thing that people see most at Prime Minister's questions and other question times, an adversarial structure where you are set up against each other with a defined definition to knock each other's down, to destroy what the other side is saying, to score political points. When one party makes an announcement, a governing party makes an announcement, and the announcement is one that adopts the policy of the other side, instead of welcoming that and seeing that as a constructive way of all working together, the holes have to be picked in it, or a point has to be scored.
I think that's a fair critique of the system, and I know that it irritates people. I think this committee is different because cross-party, we try and cooperate and we try and build on evidence-based policy making. And as a matter of interest, I've never voted for a policy. I've never gone through a lobby and voted for something that I didn't believe in. I just wouldn't do it. It does
happen, doesn't it?
Of course it happens. I'm just saying on a personal basis, I don't know how other members feel.